Hello, and welcome back to the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet. You're watching Daily Dive. It is Tuesday, December the 10th, 2024. I am your host, Michael Carvelis, here in Guyton, Georgia. Producer Joe is behind the scenes in Bandit Land, New York. We are live on 2 Sports via Twitter, via Twitter/X and YouTube. Subscribe to the 2 Sports channel for other great shows and live sports. Well, as you know, I missed yesterday's show, so we got a big one here for you today. On today's awesome show, we'll do a brief game recaps from a 5-game slate, and I'll give my 3 stars of the weekend. I'll also talk about Curtis Dixon and Dane Doby, how great they've been so far. I'll overreact to the Buffalo Bandits, and of course, we'll finish it off with fresh fits. So once again, we appreciate you for tuning in. Reminder that we are presented by tickets.12onsports.com. That's tickets.numbers12letters.ozsports.com. Get your National Lacrosse League tickets for less by going to that website, which also features every sport and all your favorite artist concerts, not to mention Broadway and theater. Tickets.12onsports.com. Without further ado, let's get into game recaps. So this should be a fun one. Game recaps. Okay, so on Friday, the Colorado Mammoth took on the Las Vegas Deader Dogs, and this game was very low scoring until the last, last quarter of the game. But Las Vegas was really never in this game. Landon Kells was allowing a lot of goals. Las Vegas' defense is not very good, and Colorado, Dylan Ward did what he had to do, which is lock down the fort. Colorado was, to me, up and down at times, but it felt like I didn't feel like Colorado was ever in position to lose this game, and they won the game 15-9. So there you go. In possibly the game of the weekend, the Calgary Roughnecks took on the Halifax Thunderbirds. An interesting note here is that in Halifax Thunderbirds group chats, people are noticing that Kurt Stiers, the owner's son of the Halifax Thunderbirds, the owner's son, Bo Bowhunter, has been getting a lot of playing time and has not been playing that well. So I just thought I'd throw that into the open out there because it's, there's all this outrage in, NBA about, LeBron James and his son Bronny. Well, even Bronny has been in the G League a few times and only gets like 3 minutes a game. So Bo Bowhunter could be on the practice squad, but he's always out there and doesn't do much. So that was frustrating. But as for Calgary, they went crazy, and so did Halifax. Halifax led for most of this game until they didn't. The final score, Calgary won 18-17. Cam McLeod was not a great goalie to start. And then their backup, I forgot the kid's name. I feel sorry. But the backup came in there. He was pretty good. I think it was Bowman is his last name. And then Cam McLeod came back in and held down the fort late. But man, 18-17, both these teams didn't know what to expect. Figured Calgary could pull out a win, and they did. And Halifax, man, they are something's weird, man. Buffalo Bandits take on the Rochester Nighthawks. This game was, I believe, tied at the end of 3 quarters, and then wham, and then wham, and then wham. Buffalo poured it on. 15-7 was the final score in that game. Buffalo Bandits fans actually packed out the arena at Blue Cross Arena once again. But man, it felt like Rochester had a good chance in this game. Their defense was holding up, but Connor Fields, man, 2 goals, 0 assists. Ugh, they shut him down. That Bandits defense. Shout out to Matt Vince as well, as you'll see in the next segment. But this guy was locking down the fort. Albany Firewolves beat the Toronto Rock 15-4. Haha. Next. No, I'm kidding. this game went how you expected it to. Albany beat the snot out of a Rock team that's very, very injured. In this game, it got ugly late because Elijah Gash and Dyson Williams almost fought. And then in the end of the game, Elijah Gash got his teeth knocked in by Colton Watkinson of the Firewolves. And then after that, Billy Ostrauser did a move that I think is suspension worthy. Billy Ostrauser, who loves to fight, like 3 shifts after that happens, where Colton Watkinson lays out Elijah Gash for the fight with Dyson Williams potentially, 3 shifts later, Billy Ostrauser runs in, drops his lacrosse stick, and goes attacking Colton Watkinson. Listen, if you're going to lose, don't be a loser about it, if that makes sense. Like, if you're going to lose a lacrosse game, don't be a punk afterwards. I don't understand why the Toronto Rock felt it was okay that happened. And I don't know if anybody on the coaching staff knew it was going to happen, but for Billy Ostrauser to run out like that, drop his stick, not even try to play defense, was the complete Bush League move, in my opinion. Again, you're not going to fight when it happens, but 3 shifts later, you're going to try to blindside a guy. It's a loser move. It's a punk move, and I think it needs to be at least talked about in NLL circles. It's probably not, because, that's just what Daily Dive is here for. And finally, myself and producer Joe thought the Seals would beat the Swarm. They had a 2-goal lead late. But, man, Georgia, Brett Dobson, I know he allowed 12 goals, but, man, he was so good late. The Swarm won the game 13-12 in overtime. Hey, tell me if you've heard this one before. Andrew Q hit a game winner for the Georgia Swarm. There you go. Drink if you've heard that before. All right, you'll notice the news at the bottom. The Philadelphia Wings have traded a conditional 5th-round pick to the Albany Firewolves for PLL star Michael Sowers. If you're wondering what that pick could become, I'm here to let you know it can be a 3rd-round pick if Michael Sowers plays a game this year for the Philadelphia Wings. So Albany, that's a pretty good trade. All righty. Without further ado, let's get into this. 3 stars of the weekend. I know it's early, but bear with us here. My 3rd star is Brett Dobson, who had 41 saves, and it's not a lot. He also allowed 12 goals, but check this out. He locked it down late, and I thought that was the big deal. I thought that was the difference. 41 saves for Brett Dobson, big game for him. This is actually, I believe, the 5th time or 4th time he's won a 3 Stars award on the show, like dating back to last season. Curtis Dixon, 5 goals, 4 assists, 7 loose balls, and 1 caused turnover. In case you're wondering, it was between Curtis Dixon and Dane Doby. I feel like Curtis Dixon had the more back-breaking goals. Like, Dane Doby had some good timely ones as well, but Curtis Dixon's goals felt like, dude, how in the crap did that go in? And he had like 3 of them like that. And finally, the 1st star goes to Matt Vince, who had 54 saves and an assist. Matt Vince was dialed in, and the Buffalo Bandits won the game 15-7, and the game was super close, and Matt Vince said, sorry, Connor Fields, you'll take 2 goals and like it. No assists, which is absolutely insane for a Connor Fields team. When we come back to this awesome show, we're going to talk about Curtis Dixon and Dane Doby and their return to Calgary, and I'll also talk about the Buffalo Bandits once again, because we love the Buffalo Bandits on the show, right? Don't go anywhere. I know you won't.
Don't go anywhere. Daily Dive will be right back.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
America, get back on track with Dust Pod's Performance Stabilizer. When applied to roadways, it kills dust and strengthens the integrity of the road. Easily applied by mixing with water, Dust Pods is the future in polymer stabilization. Call 1-833-DUST-PODS or visit dustpods.com today.
Daily Dive is back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, guess what? We have an audio-only podcast version of the show. Go to Spotify and search Daily Dive, or click the link in our social media bios. I've been told I have a radio face anyways, and apparently a very bad voice today, which really sucks. All right, so I'm not sure what producer Joe called this one, unfortunately. I'm just going to go with Batman and Superman, because technically, Curtis Dixon was called Superman years ago. So there you go. Dynamic duo, I'm not sure. All right, so we have to give credit to Dane Dobie and Curtis Dixon here. That's a very young picture of Dane Dobie, by the way, as well. In their return to Calgary, and I've been very vocal preseason, of course, during Hype Up Month, where I told you guys I feel like Calgary might win 3 games this year. Now, knowing my history on this show, I get it that Albany won finished second last year in the finals after I said they'd win 3 games. Here's the thing. Calgary ain't sniffing that this year. And I can say that with a lot of courage. But Calgary did walk into Halifax and beat the Thunderbirds. And it was because of these 2 gentlemen, Curtis Dixon and Dane Dobie. And they deserve our respects because they know that Christian Del Bianco does not want to be in Calgary right now. It's got to suck. But they also know they still got a little bit left in the tank, and that was very evident. And I've also been told people this. Dane Dobie did not have a great year with the Seals last year. But I'm telling you what, folks, I don't know how sustainable this is, but I do like the fact that these 2 guys can pull rabbits out of their hats every now and again. It's cool for the league. It's cool that these guys, who, let's again be fair, will most likely not win a championship, at least in Calgary. It is cool to see these guys, for at least a little bit of fanfare, pull out a few games. And again, I felt like plus 130 was almost a gimme. Because I don't think Halifax is that much better than Calgary. I think Calgary could... Now, here's another thing. I also think Halifax is going to win more games this year than Calgary. But I feel like the Roughnecks deserve a lot of credit, especially those 2 right there, for showing up and showing out. And by the way, if face-offs don't matter, oh my goodness. You know, if Jake Withers was there and Calgary kept scoring goal after goal after goal, would we really be having a conversation about Calgary winning this game? Apparently faceoffs matter, at least important ones do. That's up to you whether or not you think they do or not. But again, we got to give credit to Curtis Dixon and Dane Dobie for showing out despite being very, very, very young. Hey, look at this, Adam Levy. It was only the second time in 201 games played together they've had 5 goals each. Now that's impressive. That's a good little nugget. Thank you, Adam Levy, for that. So it's not like this was a regular occurrence. So that was cool. I guess the rabbit out of the hat really works right there. So there you go. Our next topic in this B block here will be me overreacting to the Buffalo Bandits, and I'm so excited for this one. So again, the premise of this segment is going to be usually, I'm watching the games like I do every weekend, and something in my brain just kind of like tickles my fancy, I'm like, no, that's not true. It can't be true. But then you're like, it might be. If there's a chance in hell, it could be. Like last week, I told about the Ottawa Black Bears. It's switching cities. Is that all it meant for them? How this week? Why play the rest of the National Lacrosse League season if these guys are going to keep on winning it? What's the point? Because Rochester's offense is no slouch. And for Buffalo to walk in there and just pants Connor Fields and just win that game like it was nothing, 15-7, like Dane Smith found Kyle Buchanan 3 different times in the second half on like a backdoor cut. I'm like, what? You gotta be kidding me. Matt Vince was in mid-season form. Josh Byrne looked good. It absolutely blew my mind how good these guys looked. Like, why play the rest of the NLL season if this is going to keep happening? Again, Rochester is not a bad team. Rochester can score at will, and Matt Vince says, oh, no, no, no. And Dane Smith and Josh Byrne did their thing. It was like, come on. It was like Rochester had a chance until they didn't, and Buffalo just kind of, flexed their muscles. It was absolutely unbelievable, and it was also incredible. That's what they do. But could it be that we're just watching this happen and the script has already been written that the Buffalo Bandits are just going to win the championship in 3-peats? I mean, good Lord Almighty. Is that the script for this season? Like, all of these game predictions I did, we're just going to throw them out the window now? Like, what? What's the point? I picked the Rock, and these bastards decided to run it up on the Nighthawks. Can't win, man. I cannot win. But yeah, I mean, there's a reason we play the games, right? And Riley Hutchcraft wasn't bad. There's a thought. Why play the rest of the season? I know you thought about it too. I know you did. Another thing I flirted with this week was, are Toronto Rock going to go, are they going to go 3-15? But I didn't. That's not fair to their health right now, but that was another overreaction that caught my attention this week. But I went with the Buffalo Bandits for what they did. It's unfair. It's absolutely unfair. Alrighty. We come back. It's a fun Tuesday tradition. It is time for the freshest of the fittest athletes. Fresh Fits is next. I'll drink some water. Don't go anywhere. We'll wrap it up next.
Don't go anywhere. Daily Dive will be right back.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
America, get back on track with Dust Pod's Performance Stabilizer. When applied to roadways, it kills dust and strengthens the integrity of the road. Easily applied by mixing with water, Dust Pods is the future in polymer stabilization. Call 1-833-DUST-PODS or visit dustpods.com today.
What up, everybody? It's producer Joe, the baddest daddy in producing history, here to tell you all about the baddest, daddiest merch store. Go to the link tree in the bios of either our IG or Twitter, and from there you can access merch for the only Monday through Friday live lacrosse talk show on the internet. I repeat, the only Monday through Friday live lacrosse talk show on the internet. We got hoodies for when your girl comes over and wants to cuddle. Just don't let her take it when she leaves. How about a baddest daddy cap for when you lie about how much you hate Mike in this show, but you're still here? We've got beanies so you can do that in the cold too. Guys, what's going to happen when all these moms see you dropping your kid off at practice in this thing? Want to sip like a daddy and feel like a baddie? Check out that mug. 6-time NLL champ Johnny T and savior of my Buffalo sports childhood knows what I'm talking about. Guys, I'm really going to need you to start buying shit because I'm getting sick of doing Instacart. But yeah, go check it out so you can start repping and supporting the brand. Producer Daddy out.
Daily Dive is back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
When today's show ends and you're getting your tickets for the next game, buy them for less at tickets.12onsports.com. That's tickets.numbers12, letters ozsports.com. You will not regret seeing things live, knowing you got your tickets for a beautiful price. Okay, it is now time for a Tuesday tradition here. Fresh Fits, the baddest of the daddies, if you will. First, we're going to get into Dylan Kinnear of the Las Vegas Desert Dogs. I don't know why I was stumbling on that. There's a lot of colors going on right here, and I don't know if I would have gone with plaid on the khakis, but yeah, it was the most interesting. It was the one that stood out. So, Dylan Kinnear, former Mammoth, I believe. You have our respects. Next up is Brandon Slade of the Rochester Nighthawks. I feel like every time I feel like Connor Fields is going to win this thing, it ends up going to one of his teammates. And it's a shame. But I love the all-white. It's icy. It looks like a guy who's going to... I'll save that joke for later. But yeah, good fit for Brandon Slade. There we go. Dane, how do you do, sir? So, Dane Smith looks like a guy who's about to play with his food. Like he's about to walk into Rochester, the Blue Cross Arena, in front of a wet floor sign, and then he's going to go in there and just look at Rochester, play around with them a little bit, and say, nope, hammer, 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 and the Bandits are going to win 15-7. But man, and Josh made this tough, but it was Dane. It was the Fresh Fix runner-up. We know Joe Rez took home the trophy, but there you go, Dane Smith. Alex Simmons, first time he's won it, I believe, for the Albany Firewolves. Nice brown shoes. He looks exhausted, by the way. But what won it for me in this one was the winter coat. That's a good coat, Alex. Good coat. Next up is the pride of San Diego, Justin Sykes. Nice light brown shoes. Those socks are interesting. I think his socks have a bow tie, which is new. I can't tell if that's a bow tie or a butterfly. But I'm pretty sure his socks have a butterfly, have a bow tie on them. And there we go. Nice shirts as well. And Justin Sykes wins it for the San Diego Seals. By the way, I'd like to make mention the following teams did not count for this week's Fresh Fits. Colorado, Calgary, Halifax did not count because they just didn't show anything. The Toronto Rock did not tag any players. And the Georgia Swarm only showed Brett Dobson. And sorry, folks, Brett Dobson being the only player shown does not mean you're automatically a Fresh Fits winner. That's not how this show works. So there you go. One player does not make your Fresh Fits because we have to choose. Come on, man. Come on, man. Alrighty. Thanks for watching today's awesome show. Reminder, you're the bread, you're the butter, you're the cough to my syrup. I am struggling right now. But thanks for tuning in. And be sure, if you're tuning in for the first time, to come again and be sure to comment. For amazing guests like the ones before and those to come, thank you for coming on this show, sharing your audience with us, giving us validity and relevance. And for the baddest daddy producing history, producer Joe, I'm your host, Mike, saying see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, 12 on Sports. This has been Daily Dive.
He's gay, but he has a special connection to classical music. There's many things that are interesting about him.
Thanks for watching Daily Dive. See you next time.